There's a man on this planet who owns over 7,000 luxury cars, a palace so massive it makes royal residences look ordinary, and a fortune powered not by business, but by an entire nation's resources. And somehow most people don't even know his full story. He's not a tech billionaire. He's not a celebrity. He's not chasing money. He's a king. This is the life of Hassanal Bolkiah. Lifestyle. Cars, jets, daily luxury. Imagine waking up in a place so enormous, it doesn't feel like a home. It feels like a private universe. Endless marble floors, gold embedded into everyday design, silence, space, and power in every direction. And every morning doesn't begin with decisions most people make. It begins with a question that almost sounds unreal. Which car do you feel like driving today? Not because you have options, but because you have thousands. For Hassanal Bolkiah, cars are not transportation. They are identity. They are control. They are expression. His collection is considered the largest private car collection in human history. Hundreds of Rolls-Royce vehicles, hundreds of Ferraris, Bentleys, Lamborghinis, Bugattis, not just owned but multiplied. And then it goes deeper. Some of these cars were never meant for the world. They were built only because he wanted them to exist. Custom designs, one-of-one models. Rare materials, including gold finishes and exclusive interiors. Entire vehicles that only exist in his garages. The estimated value of this collection crosses billions of dollars. But owning them is only the surface. Maintaining them is where reality starts to bend. Temperature-controlled environments, full-time engineers, constant servicing, preservation, security. Every single day, money is being spent just to keep this world intact. And that cost alone reaches into millions every month. And this is just one piece of how he lives. Private jets, power in the sky. When he travels, he doesn't adjust to the world adjusts to him. One of his most famous aircraft is a customized Boeing 747, but calling it a plane doesn't capture what it really is. It's a palace in the sky. Gold details across the interior. Private suites that feel like five-star hotels. Lounges designed for comfort at 30,000 feet. Spaces built not just for travel, but for authority. This is where decisions are made, where power moves quietly. And the cost? Hundreds of millions of dollars after customization. And it's not alone. Multiple aircraft exist for different purposes, different distances, different roles, everything already prepared before the need even arises. That's the level he operates on. Daily spending, a different reality. At the peak of his lifestyle, spending stops feeling like spending. It becomes routine. Hundreds of thousands of dollars, sometimes reaching $1 million in a single day. Not on rare occasions, but as part of normal life. Running palaces, maintaining fleets, paying staff, security, operations, sustaining an environment built entirely around luxury. This isn't what people usually call rich. This isn't even typical billionaire behavior. This is what happens when wealth is tied directly to power and never truly runs out. Net worth, the real power arm. On paper, his net worth sits in the tens of billions, but that number doesn't tell the real story. Because unlike modern billionaires, he didn't build companies. He didn't launch startups. He didn't fight markets. His wealth comes from control. His country, Brunei, generates massive revenue from oil and natural gas. And with a small population, that wealth doesn't scatter. It concentrates upward toward one center, toward the monarchy. That's why his wealth feels different. It's not just personal. It's built into the structure of an entire nation. Origin, where it all began. To understand everything, you have to go back to a quiet place most people overlook, Brunei, a small nation on the island of Borneo, but one of the richest countries per person anywhere on Earth. At the center of it all was a system carefully built over time. His father laid the foundation. He protected the country's resources, strengthened the monarchy, created stability around oil wealth. And then something unusual happened. Power was handed over willingly. And Hassanal Bolkiah stepped into a system that was already designed to produce influence. He didn't have to create it. He had to control it. From that moment, everything changed. The monarchy, the resources, the direction of the country, all aligned under one figure. The real source, oil empire. Everything leads back to one thing, oil. When oil was discovered in Brunei, it transformed the nation completely. Billions began flowing in, year after year. And in a monarchy, that flow doesn't move randomly. It moves toward the center, toward power. This isn't luck. This is structure. a system where wealth, authority, and control are deeply connected. Extreme luxury, palace, family, legacy. Now step fully into his world. His residence is the largest palace on earth, a place so massive it redefines what a home even means. Thousands of rooms, hundreds of bathrooms, spaces designed to host entire events, not just families. Every detail built to communicate one thing: power that doesn't need to explain itself. But this isn't just about luxury, it's about continuity. His family exists inside this world of influence, surrounded by wealth, connected to global power circles, positioned for generations ahead. Because the goal isn't just to spend, it's to maintain dominance. Find but behind the gold, behind the endless luxury, behind the fleets of cars and billion-dollar palaces, there's another side to this world most people never get to see. Because maintaining this level of power is not as simple as owning wealth. It's about protecting an image of perfection, an image of control, an image designed to make an entire kingdom feel untouchable. And that image follows him everywhere. The moment the Sultan leaves the palace, the atmosphere changes instantly. Security teams move first, roads are cleared, convoys line up with military precision. Then the engines start, one Rolls-Royce after another, Bentleys gliding silently behind them. Rare Ferraris reflecting sunlight like moving pieces of art. And suddenly, it no longer feels like transportation. It feels like a royal procession. People stop and stare because this isn't something you normally witness in real life. This is the kind of wealth most people only see in movies. But for him, it's normal. Even the smallest details are designed to reflect status. Custom interiors stitched by hand, gold detailing across dashboards, rare watches worth millions resting quietly on the wrist of a man who could buy almost anything on earth. And yet, the most shocking part is not the luxury itself. It's how effortless it appears. No rushing, no chaos, no proving anything, just quiet power. That's what separates old royal wealth from modern billionaire culture. Modern billionaires often want the world to notice them. But this level of royalty, it expects the world to already know. And as night falls over Brunei, the palace lights begin to glow across the skyline. The marble reflects gold. The private halls remain alive with activity. Staff continue working through the night to maintain a lifestyle operating on a scale few humans can truly understand. Some people dream about becoming millionaires. Some dream about becoming billionaires. But this is something beyond both. A world where luxury becomes reality, where power becomes tradition, and where wealth is passed down like a crown. But the question is, how long can a system like this survive in a rapidly changing world? Because while oil created unimaginable riches, the future may demand something entirely different. And that's where this story becomes even more fascinating. Because the next chapter isn't just about luxury anymore. It's about survival, influence, and what happens when old world royalty collides with the modern future. So if you want to see the hidden side of billionaire kingdoms, the untold lives of royal families, and the extreme luxury most people will never experience, make sure you stay connected for the next part. Because trust me, the deeper this story goes, the crazier it gets.